Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my WWE Survivor Series review for tonight, Sunday, November 18th, 2012. First things first, Kimberly Survivor Series ended 15 minutes before 11. That's kind of weird. That they ended 15 minutes before 11. I think it was like the first time I've seen it end before 11 in a while. My thoughts on this pay-per-view. The card looked weak because Survivor Series had a lack of hype. You know, a last-minute match and a lot of changes. And the changes continued throughout the evening, which I'll get to. In the main event, another screwy finish. Following last month's Hell in a Cell, we had another screwy finish. And it was an okay pay-per-view. Decent things about the two Survivor Series matches, including the bonus Survivor Series match. Decent Survivor Series matches, I'll get to those too. In the main event, another weird finish, another Screwjob finish. My rating for this pay-per-view is a 6.5 out of 10. Could have been a lot better. Pay-per-view, better hype, and better main events, especially with another weird finish. Let's kick off with the pre-show match, which was the first of many changes throughout the evening. The pre-match originally said they were saying they were supposed to be with 3MB, 3MB, well, 2/3 of 3MB, Heath Slater and Jinder Mahal remaining. They were going to be fighting no matter what. First, it was supposed to be Santino and ZACK RYDER. Excuse me. Then it was supposed to be Gabriel and Tyson Kidd against 3MB. But in the end, it was ZACK RYDER and Santino taking on the 3MB. Well, 2/3 of them, Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater. We would see Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd in the first match of a pay-per-view. So here we go with this matchup, pre-show, and it was an okay match to kick up the pre-show, let the pre-show happen. Basically, kind of these are back and forth matching with Jinder and Heath dominating the match. ZACK and Santino had some punches in, they had a little bit of fury in. While it was a very long match, actually. It should have been a lot. Could have been a lot shorter, but it was a long match with being a pre-show. And Santino was trying for the COBRO at first, but he got blocked by Heath. And in the end, after ZACK delivered the broski boots, he was ready to deliver the Rough Rider to Jinder Mahal, but he ended up delivering it to Heath Slater and got distracted by Drew McIntyre, which led towards the move of Jinder Mahal in a 1-2-3 victory for the 3MB. Well, like I said, 2/3 of it being Jinder and Heath, with a little help from the third member of the 3MB. Drew McIntyre gets the victory. A 2.0 out of 5 in that match. It was a decent match in the matchup, but there you go. Now, on with our next match, which was a bonus Survivor Series match. Now, this bonus match was rumored throughout the afternoon, throughout the weekend. ZACK RYDER and Santino were rumored to be teaming up with Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. And also, the part-time players in Primo and Epico facing them in a 4-on-4 traditional Survivor Series match. Well, they got changed to a 5-on-5, ending in Brodus Clay and TENSAI. And since ZACK and Santino won the pre-show match, Justin Gabriel and Tyson Kidd were the ones teaming up with Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. And like I said, that was many changes, and we would see the changes continue with the other traditional Survivor Series match. So there you go. Sin Cara and Mysterio teaming up with Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel with Brodus Clay against the team of the part-time players, Primo and Epico, and TENSAI. Pretty exciting matchup for being a Survivor Series match. Some very good spots in this. With fury of flying moves from all the guys, and very fast-paced action in this matchup. There were some mistakes, though. Jada and Lawler called Primo Carlito. That was kind of a funny botch. And during the match, we also saw a botch involving TENSAI and Brodus Clay. I think they're trying to slam. I think Brodus was trying to slam TENSAI, but he kind of fell on him. So it's kind of a weird botch there. And also, I think Sin Cara tried to move. It kind of resembled the Canadian Destroyer. Kind of looked like it to me from my angle. Kind of a tilt-a-wall pile driver, like I said, reminded me of the Canadian Destroyer. And the eliminations of this match will as follows. Borders Clay, despite dominating on TENSAI throughout the matchup, got pinned and eliminated by TENSAI, being the first and only elimination of Team Clay, as they call it. They call it Team Clay, with Borders being the captain and TENSAI being the captain of his team. And TENSAI would end up losing and getting eliminated by Justin Gabriel, when Gabriel went up the top and got a surprise pin on TENSAI. Something his partner Tyson Kidd has done, put a surprise upset on TENSAI back when Money in the Bank time. And the others would follow, as Epico would get eliminated by Tyson Kidd, and Primo would get eliminated by Rey Mysterio, and Darren Young, it was all up to him. It was basically 4-1, as Darren Young got all the attacks. He got the 619, he got a splash from Sin Cara, he got the 450 splash from Justin Gabriel, and indeed it ended with dropping the dime. Rey Mysterio dropping it in a 1-2-3 victory, as Team Clay got the victory, with Team Clay's captain being the only elimination for his team. I'll give this match a I've been debating about what should I rate this matchup. I'll give it a 2.5. I'll rate it a 3.0 out of 5. The only 3.0 match, actually, of the two Survivor Series matches. I think both Survivor Series matches were pretty good tonight. This was a decent one with a lot of high-flying moments. Very fast-paced action. And in the end, Team Clay got the victory. So there you go. 3.0 for Team Clay getting the victory. Now on to our next match, which was the Divas title match. And it looked like KAITLYN was going to get attacked and injured yet again, as KAITLYN was walking to the ring. Oksana in a blonde wig. We've seen this whole storyline develop on who really attacked KAITLYN at Night of Champions. Was Eve behind it? Blah, 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 blah. KAITLYN got attacked by Oksana wearing a hoodie and a blonde wig. And then Eve came up saying, "Ooh, didn't want anything to happen before our match." And then KAITLYN, believing Eve was involved in the attack by Oksana, pushed Eve down, which made KAITLYN very mad. As we head towards the title match, KAITLYN taking on Eve for the Divas title match. Let me say this. It was kind of a very aggressive matchup, with KAITLYN being all pent up and everything, but it was another typical Divas match. There was some decent moves from Eve, but nothing really special as Eve got the victory after backing off KAITLYN. Eve would indeed get the victory with a swinging neckbreaker, following tripping KAITLYN on the apron, dragging her back in for the neckbreaker in a 1-2-3 victory, as Eve retained the Divas Championship. I'll give that one a 2.0 out of 5 for being an okay Divas match. Let's move on to another title match, which would be for the United States Championship. It would be Antonio Cesaro taking on R-Truth. Now, this match was another okay matchup, especially at the Survivor Series match. It was kind of a way to cool down with the Divas match. And, of course, this match, it was okay. Antonio Cesaro was dominant most of the matchup. And I like Antonio. He's a decent guy. He's got a weird, he's got like a, anti-American attitude, but his heel-ness, he's a decent heel. And, of course, attacked the matchup. And R-Truth got back on the attack. And R-Truth made a great comeback attempt. But then, indeed, Cesaro delivered with the uppercut in the end and neutralizer for the victory. Despite a decent comeback from Truth, Antonio retains the U.S. Championship in an okay matchup. I also gave that one a 2.0 out of 5. Now, on to the continuing saga of the AJ/John Cena scandal, which, let me say this, the scandal may have ended, but the feud between AJ and Vicky did not end tonight. As, of course, AJ was tweeting out that she had some evidence for Vicky. What goes around comes around. Well, Vicky's been making up all this fake evidence about accusing AJ of having a relationship with John Cena because of personal jealousy. Well, AJ turned the tables and played her little evidence game on Vicky, having photoshopped pictures of Vicky having relationships with JR, Alberto Rio's personal ring announcer Ricardo, and Borders Clay, which made Vicky very, very upset. With Vicky getting whole up it, getting whole a little win-enders. And by the way, I did see a We Want Puppy sign. I didn't say that. I did see a hashtag puppy sign. That was funny. And also, I thought we were going to see a full moon with the Divas match. I think KAITLYN was going to get her trunks pulled down by Eve. I didn't mention that. But anyway, back to this segment. As AJ embarrassed Vicky, like Vicky embarrassed her, AJ knew that Vicky was going to slap her bad. But not only could AJ not touch her, and if so, AJ would get fired. Now, board directors are saying, if Vicky slaps AJ, Vicky would get fired too. As one of those two were ready to flinch. From behind, here comes Tamina Snuka coming from behind, attacking AJ, delivering the Superfly Splash. Vicky acting all surprised, but indeed it was indeed a setup. So like I said, this AJ Cena scandal storyline may be over, but the AJ Vicky feud isn't over with Tamina attacking AJ from behind. Now, on our next match following that, which was for the World Heavyweight Championship, it was the Big Show defending against Sheamus. Big Show Sheamus. Now, this isn't just me. I'll say this on. Both championship matches tonight, the WWE title and the World title, had weird, screwy, controversial endings. So, beginning with this World title match, indeed, Sheamus was coming in very emotional. With, of course, Big Show taking it personal with, of course, Big Show's attacks on Rui and Regal. Sheamus came in like a house of fire, pounding Big Show and taking it outside early on, wrapping up Big Show on the rope and giving him the big chops on the chest. But after that, Sheamus was nearly grounded for most of the matches. Big Show was dominant throughout the matchup. But indeed, after a few minutes of Big Show beat down on Sheamus, Sheamus started making the comeback. Started making a comeback. And there was a decent move. I think there was some decent moves in this matchup with Sheamus did the electric chair on Big Show. I know he did a white noise, but he did an electric chair on it. That was cool. Of course, Big Show also got up for the white noise. Sheamus did put him on the white noise, and indeed, Big Show kicked out of the white noise. And Sheamus was indeed taking the lead out in the end. Like I said, after that white noise, Sheamus had the victory in his grasp and was just ready to deliver the bro kick. However, the Big Show pulled the referee, and this is where the ending gets screwed, like I mentioned. Big Show pulled the referee in front of him, and the referee got the bro kick instead of Big Show. All the other referees came down to help the other referee that got knocked out. And speaking of being knocked out, Big Show delivered the WMD on Sheamus as all the referees were being distracted. And one of the referees saw that Big Show pinned Sheamus after the WMD. 1, 2, 3. Big Show apparently won the match. He retained the title. However, when the other referees said that Big Show should be disqualified. So Big Show ended up getting disqualified for pulling the referee. It was an overturn as Sheamus got the win by DQ. Kind of a screwy ending there. And then Sheamus would come in with a steel chair, beating the crap out of Big Show, and delivering the bull kick after all the Big Show. And I think I wasn't the only one thinking this. After Big Show was down, I think I was thinking it, and the entire crowd was, probably everyone else was, saying the same thing. We want Ziggler. Once again, Dolph Ziggler did not cash in Money in the Bank. He'll probably cash it in at TLC. Speaking of TLC, my first prediction for TLC is that Big Show and Sheamus will probably have some sort of rematch because the match ended screwy. But I predict it will be a chairs match because it's going to be a tables match, a ladders match, a chairs match, and all three TLC. And I think the chair match will be Big Show and Sheamus after Sheamus delivered some nasty chair shots to Big Show after the matchup. So, screwy ending and no Dolph Ziggler as Big Show retains the World Championship with a little bit of a screwy ending. I'll give this match a 2.0 out of 5 because it was just an okay matchup. I said it last month. I'll say it again. This match, kind of a slow-going matchup. But it was a little better than the Hell in a Cell match when what you expect from a match between Sheamus and a big fatty who can't wrestle that much anymore like Big Show, like I mentioned in all my videos. So like I said, 2.0 Big Show wins. Now on to the second Survivor Series match of the night, which changed at the last minute. Now, I read that Cody Rhodes was apparently injured following the match at main event. And apparently Cody was getting his MRI done. He said he got some injuries. He didn't need surgery, but his injury was that bad that he was out of the Survivor Series at the last minute. Now, there was rumors going to be replaced by TENSAI, but TENSAI ended up being in the other Survivor Series match, the bonus one, with the part-time players in Pre-Board Epico, replacing Cody Rhodes. Kind of a weird choice. A guy who was just shopping for a bunch of Hostess snacks, David Otunga. So it's kind of a weird choice. So there you go. The newly complete doll, Team Ziggler, which has gone through many changes. Changes of captain, Miz leaving, and now Cody Rhodes getting injured. So the final list of Dolph Ziggler's team, Team Ziggler, would be Dolph Ziggler, Wade Barrett, David Otunga, Damien Sandow, and Alberto Del Rio teaming up against Team Hell No, Kane and Daniel Bryan, tag team champs, Randy Orton, who I thought was going to turn heel tonight, but didn't. Maybe he'll turn heel another time. The Miz, who goes to face, and the Intercontinental Champion, Kofi Kingston. Now, both teams were having their own turmoil, their own dysfunctionality, especially with Team Hell No, which indeed started the Team Orton, Teams Foley on the wrong foot. Kane and Daniel Bryan were dominating most of the matchup. Well, Daniel Bryan started the match for Team Foley, attacking on Damien Sandow. Damien Sandow was about to 1 out and get counted out, but Kane ran out, pulled him back in, blind tagged himself in, got the choke slam, and the pin in the first elimination as Damien Sandow got eliminated first. But the continuing problems between Kane and Daniel Bryan, unfortunately, cost both of them the match. Well, at least one of them. As Kane was fighting with Daniel Bryan. After Kane eliminated Sandow, Dolph Ziggler came from behind with the zigzag move or whatever. And a 1-2-3 victory. Kane got out. First elimination for Team Foley thanks to Daniel Bryan distracting. Now this Survivor Series match not as a little bit better. I don't think it was better than the first Survivor Series match, because the first Survivor Series match was a very much a spot fest with a lot of high flying guys, with all the high flyers being in there, Sin Cara, Mysterio, Gabriel, and Kid, and of course add what is claimed there. But the match was more, it was a little bit exciting. It was a decent exciting matchup for being a Survivor Series matchup, kind of built up some things as the match went on. Miz and Owen had their problems still, stemming from SmackDown. Miz went to tag in. But indeed, the other eliminations came when David Otunga got eliminated by Daniel Bryan. But Otunga, he should have been the first down in my mind, but Otunga was the second out of Team Ziggler, tapping out to the S-Lock. And then Kofi Kingston, despite all his best, got the ham, the new move, the new name for the souvenir elbow, the hammer lock or something. Forget whatever he calls it now. He calls his elbow a different name now, like the hammer lock or something. And Wade Barrett delivered souvenir elbow, hammer lock, whatever, on Kofi Kingston, pinned Kofi, which made it at that point. And was it a? There was like a 3-on-4 situation. Then Daniel Bryan got out with the tapping out to the cross arm breaker by Alberto Del Rio. Then Wade Barrett got out by Miz when Miz delivered the skull crushing finale. And that's when it was left 2-on-2. Miz and Orton were the last two standing for Team Orton, for Team Foley. I keep calling it Team Orton, sorry. While Bono and Ziggler were left for Team Ziggler. But then Miz was eliminated by Alberto Del Rio. After I think it was a little distraction there. But nonetheless, Miz was out by a pin by Alberto. And that meant Orton was all alone. 2-on-1. Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio. 2-on-1. Orton did indeed try his best to survive It seemed that he wasn't, especially with the distraction late in the match by Ricardo Rodriguez, but Orton came back. British Orton with a decent dropkick counter. That was a decent counter when I think it was like Alberto or Ziggler was coming up the top. And Alberto dropkicked him from the top. That was kind of a decent move. But indeed, Orton got the RKO on Ziggler. And it looked like Orton was going to get the victory after RKO on Alberto. But however, Dolph Ziggler came from behind after Alberto's elimination, got the zigzag, and a 1-2-3 victory for Dolph Ziggler, being the last remaining member of Team Ziggler. So there you go. Dolph Ziggler survives. His team wins. I'll give this match also a 3.0 out of 5. The two Survivor Series matches, very fun matches. I wish they were as fun as they once were, but indeed, still fun to see a traditional Survivor Series match come in. I'm glad the second one was added. Now on to a main event. For the WWE Championship Triple Threat match, there was no DQ, no countout. John Cena taking on RYBACK, taking on CM Punk. This is a pretty fun match. Ending kind of took away points. I was going to give this match a higher rating, but the ending kind of sucked it for me. Basically, it was kind of a triple threat match, back and forth. Cena started out attacking Punk, and then like everybody had the shots. You know, Cena against RYBACK, Punk against RYBACK, Punk against Cena. All the matches were matched up here. There were some decent spots in the main event with Cena delivering the SCFU at first to RYBACK. And I've got Punk broken up with the elbow up the top. And also the double suplex with Cena and RYBACK trying to suplex Punk. But indeed, Punk and Cena ended up teaming up. There was something real team up. Cena and RYBACK teaming up on Punk. And of course, Punk and Cena teaming up against RYBACK with a double suplex on the announce table. That was a decent spot. And there was kind of a back and forth action. There was like some boo, yay, fight, chant, Punk and Cena. At one point, after RYBACK was on the table, Cena and RYBACK, Cena and Punk had a one-on-one encounter. There was a decent fury between those two. Then, of course, RYBACK came in like a house of fire, way to dominate once again. And RYBACK was once again on the brink of victory. I thought something was going to happen screwy, but I thought at first that Brad Maggs was going to interfere again. But as RYBACK was delivering the victory, as he delivered the shell shock on the John Cena, after Cena trying after you, there was a decent move in this matchup, very fast-paced action in this matchup. But RYBACK was ready to get the victory on Cena. However, just as he delivered the shell shock, here comes 3 men, these security guys, who weren't security guys, they were these guys from NXT, possibly signaling Nexus 2. I've been hearing Nexus reunion rumors, but I thought they faded away. Apparently, we may have a Nexus 2 on our hands. With the interference from Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins, triple teaming RYBACK, then suplexing RYBACK on another table, and they ran out after attacking RYBACK. Cena still laid out, and Punk was also laid out too. Punk rolled out, 1, 2, 3 on Cena. Punk retains the WWE Championship, about to have it for a 365th day. But the ending kind of took it away from me. I'll give this match a 2.5 out of 5. I know I'm happy to doing this silliness on RYBACK to prevent RYBACK from winning. But I did it twice in a row with the whole Brad Maddox thing. And now this with this Nexus 2 apparently because it's from NXT. So it could be like a new Nexus coming. But we'll see if that storyline develops in the next couple weeks to come. Probably find out more tomorrow on Raw. But another screwy ending for a main event match. And Punk once again gets help to win the match. You think Punk's behind that too? Because Punk's saying he wasn't behind Brad Maddox. Vince didn't believe him. And do you think anyone would believe Punk to say if Punk was involved or not in the triple attack on RYBACK? Punk may be involved, but we'll see what happens with this whole little storyline. So there you go with interference from Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins attacking RYBACK just as he was about to once again capture the title. CM Punk retains the WWE Championship. Another weird, controversial, screwy ending. But we'll see what happens with this storyline as RYBACK continues to get screwed. But at least one thing happened. I'm happy RYBACK didn't win, and happy CENA didn't win. That's the most important part. No matter how screwed the ending was, I'm happy CENA didn't win, and I'm happy RYBACK didn't win. They don't deserve to be champion in my mind. That is it. My WWE Survivor Series review. Thank you all very much for watching. Once again, review. Waiting for this pay-per-view, a 6.5 out of 10. It was just okay, some screwy things. And it was okay pay-per-view. With that in mind, you've all been attacked by the review. I'm Zach. Thanks again. See you later. Yeah.